Hey guys, it's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another review. I'm going to do a live commentary tomorrow, hopefully after I go out. This is of a piece of shit that came out that Disney did last year. Yeah, you knew this was coming, guys. Yes, Josh, I know you warned me about this, but I did not know it was going to be this boring. This is the 2021 fantasy adventure film, because this would never happen in reality, done by Guam Colette Serra, a good director that was forced to do a shitty film with three bad writers, and that's Disney's movie based on a ride, not a remake, Jungle Cruise. First of all, fuck this movie in its ass. This movie was not needed, Disney. You made almost $200 million budget freaking movie based on a ride. $200 million for this god awful CGI video game movie. As much problems as the Uncharted movie will have, and trust me, I'll get to that if I review that, there is no way in hell it's going to be worse than this. No way in hell. This movie bored the shit out of me. As soon as it starts in London in 1916, I'm like, this movie's going to be painful, it's going to be painful, it's going to be painful. And it did. As soon as Emily Blunt shows up on screen, I'm like, Blunt, you can't act. I've told you this since freaking The Devil Wears Prada back in the 2000s. You're not a good actress. You have that horse face for the whole freaking movie. She throws herself at the rock at the end, which doesn't make any sense because there's no build up to it. It's just he's a man and she's a woman. That's all. She has no character. One minute she's getting captured by somebody, and then the next she's Supergirl. Yeah, kiss my American ass, Emily Blunt. I can't stand her in this movie. She ruined the movie for me. Her brother that was gay, yeah, this is the gayness he has. He says, I have other options, and he wears pink. That's as gay as you're going to get. He doesn't kiss another dude. He doesn't talk flamboyant. It's just... It's the most worthless, pathetic excuse of a gay character I've seen in a movie. The Rock is okay in the film, but I've seen him do movies in the jungle already. I saw The Rock in the Jungle in The Rundown. I saw it in the Jumanji sequels. I saw it in freaking... What else? What was it? The Journey 2. I've seen The Rock in the Jungle already, guys. It's been done. Making him say stupid dad jokes and mugging for the camera. This was a paycheck movie for him. He can do better than this. Just do Jumanji 4 and end it at that. Don't make a fifth one. Those movies worked, the first three Jumanji movies, because of the cast. This cast ruined the movie for me. There's too many damn subtitles. The conquistadors don't speak any English with any accent, so Disney's like, you're going to read. Just like with Shang-Chi, you're going to read this shitty script. And I don't want to, Disney. I've heard Spanish in your freaking movies before. I've heard it. I've heard it in Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3. Hell, half of the freaking Disney movies from the 90s had Spanish in it because reasons. Why do you need it in a freaking $200 million knockoff of The Mummy, Pirates of the Caribbean, and the Jungle Book, and freaking the two Jumanji sequels? Why do I need this? I don't want to read. I'm lazy. I told you that. I am a lazy person when it comes to reading. When I go to the theater, I want to see a film, not read it. Unless it's a Japanese anime like Belle that recently came out, or a Japanese monster movie like Godzilla, Gamera, or etc. I don't want to read your damn subtitles. Who wrote this movie? Because this movie was shit. This is one of the worst Disney live-action movies I've seen. I didn't like the freaking remakes of Beauty and the Beast. Dumbo was barely escaped because at least it was shorter than this. This guy wrote Cats and Dogs. Again, kiss my ass. Bad Santa. That was good because it was for adults. Looney Tunes Back in Action. Again, a better kids movie that's under 90 minutes. It's not 2 hours and 10 minutes. Bad News Bears, didn't see it. Love You for Philip Morris. That was where the gay stuff came from. Crazy Stupid Love, he directed that. Focus, I haven't seen it. Whiskey Foxtrot, yeah, another movie with Margot Robbie. Smallfoot, he only produced it, and this movie, yeah. You got the writer of Cats and Dogs, a bad movie from the early 2000s. Son of my mom. Yeah, that's the kind of bad dialogue you get. And the movie was badly written. It was not... This is not a script. This is it's the same writers, yeah. Two of the writers from Cats and Dogs. And the first movie wasn't good just because the second movie was worse. No, this movie was shit. Michael Green, I think he also wrote the Halloween remake. This guy I can give a pass to. He's the only good writer in this slew of freaking worthless chimps that wrote these movies. He wrote, what did he write? This is television? No. Feature films. Green Lantern Emerald Knight. That's a good movie. Green Lantern 2011. Okay, that one was bad. But again, it wasn't just his fault. Logan, that was freaking awesome. Alien Covenant, that sucked. Blade Runner 2049. Again, he has a hit or miss. But his average is better than the freaking writers of Cats and Dogs. That's why this movie was bullshit. And that's why they had horrendous CGI. The CG in this movie, no, Josh, this is not meh. This is god-awful PS3 bad video game CGI. Yeah. This is horrendous CGI. When the conquistadors are rotting and they have like snakes and bugs on their faces and bees. I was thinking about Nicolas Cage's movie The Wicker Man. That movie is less laughable than this. It's not 2 hours and 10 minutes. I'd rather watch that and have Nicolas Cage just knocking out a chick than seeing this bullshit again. Because this CG looks horrible. This is Disney? $200 million for this? For this. For this. I just saw a Mandalorian episode, aka, Book of Boba Fett. That finale was phenomenal. And there is CG, but it's not every shot. You have people in costumes, makeup, and good old practical effects. That's always going to kick the shit out of your bad CGI, Disney. It just looks better. Baby Yoda doing this with his hand looks way better than a god-awful CGI cheetah, a god-awful CGI snake, bad CGI bees, and the conquistadors' faces melting off and say they're looking for an arrowhead. That's the same freaking MacGuffin from the Rise of Skywalker, and where they're looking for a dagger. It's the same freaking thing. It's a pointy object that someone's looking for. Again, can you please stop recycling ideas? This movie could have been a short film that was 30 minutes long, based on the ride. You could have done like a short film based on the ride, like Pixar style. It would have been a lot less painful. You could have had The Rock voicing the captain of the ship. It's fine. I'd get Emily Blunt out of there. You don't need the worthless romance. It's not romantic. The whole movie, they're fighting like freaking like a married couple that have been around for 10 years, and I don't buy it. He had way more freaking chemistry with the freaking Rosario Dawson in The Rundown, Karen Gillian, who's a much better actress than freaking Bento, because she actually can emote. Her face can express more than Emily Blunt's horse face. She's a freaking horse, guys. I don't know why she's even an actress. I don't get it. Paul Giamatti, he's wasted in the movie. He's in the film for 5 minutes. Talking like this, like he's from Hasaguchi. Again, racist. You're racist, Disney. That's why there's no one black in this movie. Other than The Rock, everybody that's black is in the background. Because that's how you roll. Jesse Plemons, he's a okay villain, but he could have been in it more. I don't mind that he's playing a neo-Nazi, a pre-Nazi. Because he's trying. At least he got an Oscar nomination this year for The Power of the Dog. He's a good actor. He's just wasted here. Was better in Game Night. He has one of those dramatic faces that works. Edgar Ramirez, fuck you. I don't want to see you in any more movies. I didn't like you in Yes Day. I don't like you in this movie. I just don't like this guy. I don't like him. Every time he's in a movie, I can speak Spanish. We know. We don't care. In the Heights flopped last year, and so did West Side Story. We don't want to read subtitles in a freaking Disney movie. Encanto, if it's subtitled, I'm not going to even bother. Because I'm like, I don't want to read. I'm tired. I've heard Spanish for over 3 decades in my life. I don't need any more from you, Disney. I said it. I am done with your live-action remakes and your live-action movies. If it's not Star Wars or Marvel, I want no pot of it. No pot. Because you've made the worst freaking live-action movies. Freaking The Lone Ranger and freaking John Carter, which isn't as bad as this, but it's still bad. You did Tomorrowland. That was freaking boring. You did this movie. How long are you going to get in your heads that people don't want to see rides in the freaking theme park rides on the big screen? Unless it's a short film, we don't want to see it. The only one that worked was the first Pirates of the Caribbean. Because it had a story, Johnny Depp was amazing, and the effects are way freaking better. I hate the Bentos in that too, but they're better movies than this. This is Pirates of the Caribbean 3, just 30 minutes shorter. Emily Blunt can't act. Get it through your freaking skulls. I told you that she's not a good actress. Josh was like, I told you she was going to drive you crazy, but no, Josh, this is it. This is the last movie I'm ever watching from Disney live action. I don't want to watch anymore. So Cruella, suck it. I'm not going to see you. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't have kids. I'm not going to let them watch this garbage. They can watch the Disney movies that I grew up with in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. Not any of this recycled manufactured garbage that you're throwing in our face. It's a bad movie. I don't know why this is getting a sequel. Space Jam 2 got all this hate, and they said it's the worst movie ever made. And yet, that entertained me more, and it was shorter. It was not 2 hours and 10 minutes. I clocked it. 1 hour and 48. It's like 10 minutes shorter than this movie. How dare people give this movie this money? It's bullshit. It's a bad movie. And it's getting a sequel. And Blunt, please kill her off in the sequel. They did it to Famke Potente in the second Bourne movie, in Bourne Supremacy. Take some risk, Disney. Stop making everything so safe where nobody bleeds in this movie. You know how the villain dies? I'm going to spoil it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. He gets killed like a Looney Tune. A piece of freaking debris falls on him, squishes him like a freaking Roadrunner cartoon. I was like, you're even ripping off Warner Brothers? What the hell is wrong with you, Disney? You Disney executives can go to hell for doing bullshit like this. Their only good movies are their animated stuff. Luca, Toy Story 4, and Raya. Raya, I didn't like the third act, but it wasn't this. It was not 2 hours of pain. Blunt can't act. I don't know why people keep saying that she's beautiful, she can act. She can't act. The freaking Bird was a better actor. That cockatoo that Paul Giamatti had is a better actor than you. Get out of my face. I'm not going to see Looper this year. I'm not going to see Looper till I'm 40. Because Bruce Willis doesn't care anymore, and I don't care about Emily Blunt. And Rian Johnson, the last movie he made was Knives Out. I don't trust him. I don't trust people that hurt me. Okay? After Force Awakens, I said it. I'm done with Bentos. If you're British and you're in a movie and you annoy me, to hell with you. You're lucky, Tom Holland, that I love Spider-Man. Because if not, I would give you the shaft too. I'm sorry. They hurt me. Every time I hear that accent, it's singeing into my freaking brain. It's making me lose my mind. Thank God I didn't pay for this movie in the theater or on Disney Plus when it was all access. You can go to hell, Jungle Cruise. I'd rather go on the ride. The ride is only 10 or 15 minutes long. It's not 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. And look at the consensus here on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. Its craft isn't quite as sturdy as some of the classic adventures it's in depth to, but Jungle Cruise remains a fun, family-friendly voyage. Yeah, that's the problem here. It's a PG-13 movie. You could have put blood in this movie. No Way Home had a lot of blood. Shang-Chi had blood in it. Even Black Widow had some blood in it. You can't make these movies all for kids. Disney is not a family-friendly, is not just a family-friendly freaking company. They make the Marvel and the Star Wars movies, which have blood in it. There's no excuse. Not everything needs to be pandered to little kids. Little kids are going to be scared by this. And I hated this movie. I hated it. The Rock and Emily Blunt have no chemistry. I don't care what these people say. This is one of the most soulless freaking, romances I've ever seen on screen. And I've seen Twilight. Yeah, all of them. And you wonder why I'm skipping the Batman. No, if it has a Binto, suck my dick, okay? My American dick. I'm done. I'm not going to go through any more of this pain. And look what the New York Times said. A soggy mess with mostly unintelligible plot, adding that it exhibits a bluntly foul exoticism that feels as flat as a forced prism between its two leads. Thank you, New York Times. You know you get me. Because I'm a New Yorker. I see through this garbage and I'm like, no. A Binto and a freaking American Samoan black man? No thank you, sir. No thank you. This makes a Haunted Mansion rewatchable. That's a bad movie, but it's shorter. And Eddie Murphy's trying. And it's has better effects than this bullshit. It does. I'm sorry. It's a bad movie. It's not good, but it's a masterpiece compared to this. I'd rather watch that again because it was from 2003 or 4. It was a long time ago. This came out last year, and it's garbage. It's freaking trash. And thank God it didn't get any Oscars for... these are some of the worst effects from 2021. Honest to God, this is worse than the Black Widow CG in the back. It's worse than Eternals. Yeah, this movie's worse than Eternals. If I had seen this last year, it would have been in my bottom 5. Honest to God, I would have taken out Scooby-Doo and put this in like my bottom 4. Because it was horrible. This was a endurance test for me. And I couldn't stand it. Don't see this movie. If you have Disney Plus, don't even let your kids watch it. It's a waste of freaking time. Let them watch The African Queen. Go watch The Jungle Book. Which one? Anyone. Even the remake is better than this. It has to be. There's no Bintos in the freaking human roles. And go watch Jumanji. Go watch the Jumanji sequels. Go watch freaking The Rundown. It's a much better movie and has more balls than this. This is Disney garbage and I'm sick of it, Disney. I'm sick of it. I don't care if you flag my video. You need to be stopped. People got to stop seeing your bad movies and start seeing movies like Luca and freaking Shang-Chi and freaking Spider-Man. Those are movies that I want to see again. Not this garbage. Give me a freaking break. This is worse than Venom 2. You know why? Because Emily Blunt, you're a pariah. You're a freaking pariah. You couldn't act in anything. You think that a bunch of CGI and swinging with your freaking stunt double is gonna make you look good? No, you're a pariah. You're just as bad as the Bintos of last year and the Hobo and Felicity Jones, because you're not even pretty to look at. Karen Gillian in a freaking with a freaking headlamp looks sexier than you. So fuck off. Go smoke a blunt and get out of my face, please. Man, she ruined the movie for me. She really did. As soon as they showed her face, her horse face, I'm like, you're not Mary Poppins. That's Julie Andrews, not you. She's a legend. You never will be. And fuck this movie, guys. I don't want to talk about it anymore. If you enjoy it, that's fine. I'm not gonna judge you, but Disney can do better than this. I know because I saw it last year, before this movie came out and after it came out. There is no more excuses. Oh, COVID is the reason they had to make half of the movie CG. No, there's no excuse. There is no excuse because Mando came out 2 years ago, or close to 3 years ago, and it looks fantastic. Those effects are going to live forever. This garbage will be forgotten by the time it's its 1 year anniversary. I hated this movie. Hated it. Hated every single insulting, overlong, talky bullshit, minute of it. I did. I'm sorry. Even The Rock couldn't save the movie. He couldn't save freaking Tooth Fairy. And he couldn't save this. I'm sorry, Dwayne Johnson, but do better than this. Stop saying yes to everything. Black Adam better be better, Sarah. If it's not, I'm walking out with my $10 or whatever I spend. Because DC doesn't have excuses either. They make bullshit too every other year. So that's all I got to say about Jungle Cruise. It's a shame, a blight on the freaking Black History Month that this is. And I will never watch it again. Ever. That is a freaking promise. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, my videos for all this time, and I will do a live stream tomorrow. I'm feeling a lot better. My arm is not hurting as much, and the Moderna is kicking in a few weeks, so I'll be fine to do my podcast for Evolution. It's a better movie than this. The effects are better. It's shorter. It's actually funny. It doesn't have a Binto. Julianne Moore, at 60 years old, is sexier than you, Emily. Way better. Gorgeous red hair, the freckles, can act, won an Oscar. Yeah, you haven't won nothing because you're worthless. Thanks for watching, guys. And screw Jungle Cruise. Jumanji 4.1. It can suck it. Later.